we are going to share something with y'all that is so embarrassing. Kind of was like a disaster that we just did not want to film it. It just kind of made us not feel good. So we're going to rip the Band-Aid off, pull the curtain back, so to speak, and share to y'all what that was last year. It kind of took us a year to get over it, right?
You know, those things that are so embarrassing, you're like, if nobody knows about it, then I don't have to tell them. Well, we're going to fess up and tell you. And we've also got some experience to share with you. We've learned some things that is about to make her life a lot easier. And it has to do with living in a tiny, tiny space like we do, and many of you do as well. So stick around for that. I can't wait for her to share that with you.
It's the final countdown. You're supposed to sing that part.
What in the world does that have to do with why we're here?
Because it's Monday, December 23rd.
Oh, okay.
And y'all better have your presents done or your shopping done for your presents. And that includes food too.
Well, I would hope so, because there's nothing left by this point.
Yeah, you don't want to be like that character in Christmas with the Cranks where she's running to the grocery store to get that last ham, the honey ham or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of ham, we've actually had a ham disaster. And
it did not get run over in the parking lot, though. The different kind of disaster.
And that was our last Christmas dinner. Our family wasn't coming until after Christmas, so it was just me and Matthew, and it was such a disaster that he didn't want to put it on film. Why was it such a disaster?
Because we followed some recipe. We did follow a recipe, right?
Yes.
We didn't invent this, but it was so bad, so horrible, and it was the worst pressure cooker mistake, I'll say, that we've ever made, and it was all because of this lousy recipe. I don't know where some of these good reviews come from, because that was awful.
That was the thing. They had good reviews.
Yeah, and we followed it. I'm not a dummy. I know how to do a pressure cooker, and we just,
We were so excited about it. We bought this ham. We have a Ninja Foodie that has, slow cooker, air fryer mode, and pressure cooker, like Matthew said. And so we were pressurizing the ham with cloves on it. And I don't remember what else was on this ham.
But the recipe called for it.
So we went to eat it. It was dry, but the flavor of clove was so overwhelming. And the reason that was a disaster, because we didn't plan for another meat. So basically we just had mac and cheese and a yeast roll, and we bought us a little cheese ball, to eat with like wheat thins or whatever. So it
was so awful.
And it's Christmas Day, so where are you gonna go to get more meat, right? So this year we're hoping to maybe redo the ham, but we're not doing pressure cooker. We're gonna do slow cooker, but it's kind of like a candy type ham, right?
Well, there's like brown sugar involved and pineapple and stuff, but we're not doing the big mega clove recipe. I mean, neither one of us had a lot of experience with cloves, and so we didn't know how much was too much. So anything more than a little tiny quarter of a pinch is too much for us.
So so that's what we're gonna try. We're gonna try and do that, and then we will have a backup meat in case the ham turns into a disaster. But I'm thinking in a slow cooker, hopefully it's not going to be dried out, right?
Yeah, because you really can't go wrong with a slow cooker. Low and slow for several hours in the juices, in the sugar, and all that stuff. It should be wonderful.
Yeah, just let us know, what is your main dish that you have on Christmas? And even drop us a recipe down below, and maybe that's something we can try.
Tried and true favorites we're talking about here.
In the future. But stay tuned to the end of the video, because I'm going to have some more tips about living in an RV and traveling every 1 to 2 weeks or whatever with, during the holidays, and how to do all that. And I've got a very special addition to that at the end, so you want to stay tuned for that. So besides the food, the next important thing is the destination. So inquiring minds want to know,
we're nosy. Can you tell? We want to know stuff.
Are y'all like the great philosopher, Bing Crosby?
Ooh.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas.
Yep.
Or are you like the great philosophers, the Bellamy brothers, and you want a tropical Christmas. We want to know, where are you spending Christmas this year? Are you on a beach in Florida? Or maybe Mexico? Or a winter wonderland in the Colorado mountains?
And what brings you to those places? What's the draw? Is it the place, the people? Why do you go there?
Yeah, or maybe even the desert.
Or do you just stay home?
Yeah, what is important to you? Do you actually travel in your RV during Christmas time so you can go to these amazing places? Or, like he said, do you spend it at home and everybody comes to you? What is your preferred method for a destination for Christmas?
There's no wrong way to do it. We just want to be nosy and know what you do. And speaking of Christmas stories, there's a Maine Christmas story. And I know we've all heard this, but did you know that there's a really awesome backstory to Christmas? The backstory is this. A really long time ago, like way back before even we were born, mankind was first created. I'm sure none of you were around then either. So back when mankind was first created, we were created with a purpose. We were created in the image of God to have a perfect relationship with Him, but boy did we screw that up. I mean, we really screwed that up. Anyways, mankind separated themselves from God, and that affects us too, because ever since then we've all been a bunch of screwballs, and we keep doing things that separate us from God. It's called making mistakes, committing sins, that kind of thing. So a perfect apology needed to be made in order to make things right. A perfect I'm sorry, but it's not like when you and I were kids and I'm sorry Mom, I'm sorry Dad, didn't mean to do it. That's usually good enough. But this is God we're talking about. It takes a little more than that, or at least it did in this instance. So what happened? We needed to make a perfect sacrifice. We didn't have our stuff together. We couldn't be the perfect sacrifice. So fast forward till about a couple thousand years ago, and we're not getting hung up on dates here. It's about a couple thousand years, plus or minus whatever. Baby Jesus, Christmas time, everybody's singing about it. What does that have to do with the backstory? Because baby Jesus is God among us. God made the choice to come down and live life as man. And why that's significant is He came down to live life as a man, to live the life we were supposed to live and do it perfectly, just like we were designed to do, but we just totally screwed that up. So He lived a perfect life, and since He was perfect, that means He never deserved any punishment. You don't do anything wrong, you don't get any punishment. That's the way it works. So He took on our punishment. You see where this is going? Think back to the backstory. A perfect I'm sorry needed to be made. A perfect sacrifice had to be made. And Jesus came to earth to be that perfect person, be that perfect human, to make the perfect sacrifice on our behalf out of complete love for us. And that means we get credit for His sacrifice because it's our punishment that He took. All we have to do is believe in Him. It's kind of hard to get credit for something somebody did for you if you don't believe in Him, and you have to give your life to Him. You do those two things and we get credit. We get a restored relationship with God the Father, which has all kinds of eternal benefits. And it all starts with a baby Jesus. Every Christmas we celebrate Him coming, God coming to be with us and to ultimately save us. But that's a wonderful story, and it's a cool backstory, and it's part of the backstory that never really gets brought up around Christmas time, so I hope you start to tell people the same thing.
Matthew always does a good job telling the Christmas story and stuff, and I always like hearing it every year. Also, another thing that I really love about the Christmas season is all the Christmas decorations.
Ooh.
I'm sure a lot of people have had a very tough 2024. We've had a very tough 2024, and so that kind of reduces your budget, right? But you can still decorate even with the smallest budget ever, and I'm going to show you how we decorated this season.
Yep, and you did a great job.
Yeah, on a minimal budget, and then I'm also going to show you those tips that I told you I was going to share in the beginning, and show a huge surprise that's going to make my life much more enjoyable, and I'm sure there's at least one person in your RV that's gonna like this idea too.
At least one,
Yeah.
maybe two, we'll see.
All right, I finally got to decorate my coffee bar, and this garland, y'all, was from the Dollar Tree, which was $1.25, and then I got a strand of 50 lights from Walmart, the LEDs, which I think is safer in an RV, and it was like $2 and some change, so that was very cheap. And when it gets nighttime in here, the lights kind of glow on this subway tile. It
It's
just
really
kinda
cool.
illuminates it. I'm really excited about it because I love having the coffee bar decorated. Nothing on the fridge right now. And then here is our stove area. I had it more decorated last year, but I've got my Joy to the World sign. I believe I got that like at Walmart for $1 one year. And then our little camper that a friend gave to us, and then the truck that goes with it, I got that at Walmart. And that's a gift from family, but it's so tiny and it's sparkly and it just makes that sign pop. And then the stove, I have to have my Christmas towel that says Merry Christmas. And then I wanted a wreath that was hanging here that was all decorated and stuff, but limited budget this year, y'all. So I already had this ornament that I got at the Hobby Lobby a couple of years ago, so I just hung it on the hook so it says peace that hangs in the middle of our wreath. And then this was our Christmas ornament last year that I just hung on the door that says Merry Christmas, y'all.
That's perfect.
And then to the TV area, the very special, who else has a bug zapper for their Christmas decorations, right? I love to put the TV on a Christmas scene. Isn't this amazing? I would love to go there. I think I would like to have a white Christmas some year. And then again, I got this garland at the Dollar Tree for $1.25. And then the white lights this time, which I don't know if I'm very fond of the white lights. I really think I like the multicolored, which leaves me the question, y'all.
Uh-oh.
White lights or colored lights? I think I'm in the colored lights thing. What about you, Matthew?
I think it depends on the application, but yeah, I like them both.
And then we have our fireplace on. The heat's not on, but just the light brings
because the heat will use a ton of battery power. Just having the lights on uses practically nothing.
And why does battery power matter right now?
Because we're boondocking.
We're running all of this on our solar system, y'all. Here is the most important area because this is where we spend probably
our lives.
Yeah, our lives, like he said. This is Matthew's side. He's got the garland. This time I cut it in half, so basically it was like 75 cents for his garland, and he's got the same Hobby Lobby ornament from last year. Merry Christmas sign was $1 from Walmart one year, and then the Let It Snow was Hobby Lobby that I kept from years past. Then I decorated our whole back balance. Now this is 2 strands of Hobby Lobby garland, not Hobby Lobby, Dollar Tree that are $1.25, and then I got a strand of 100 lights, the LEDs.
And they glow at night too. It glows against the backdrop, so it's just like the coffee bar.
Again, those were about like $4 for the whole strand of 100. And then my side is almost exactly like Matthew's. I have a couple of more different signs than he has, and all of that has come from years past, or they've been like $1 or something like that.
Very practical for any budget.
Yeah, and then I also have a bug zapper.
No Christmas decor is complete without an electric frying bug zapper.
And then here is where we sit down with our blankets and stuff. We do have more.
Excuse the sunshine, y'all.
And you relax with your Christmas blankets, and you need your Christmas socks.
Ooh, Christmas socks.
Which I got these at Walmart too, but I got them like a couple of years ago, but they weren't expensive. They were at least under $5. And then these little signs, I actually got that Joy to the World sign, y'all, at the Dollar General for like $3.
Yeah, that's nice.
We just saw it and I loved it. And then here is our only Christmas tree this year. Last year we had a tree that went above our Christmas
countertop.
Our kitchen countertop. So it's just a little tree top, and it's a fake tree, y'all. I got this tree at the Dollar Tree. This little tree was $1.25. They had this little garland that I had to cut in half to fit on here, $1.25, and these little gold balls. They had like a whole bunch of them. I think they were like 20 in a pack for like $1.25. And then I got the little strand at Walmart. Again, that was like $2 and something. So this whole tree Probably cost me $5, $5 to $6, something like that. So it's very budget friendly, which leads me to the next question. If you live in an RV, or maybe even your house or whatever, fake tree or real tree? I mean, one year I think I would like a real tree, but you would think in an RV it would create sap and a lot of mess. I don't see Matthew wanting to go for a real tree.
And do you want a big, huge mammoth tree or a little bitty, barely there tree?
Or are y'all those people that are like, no tree? Because I know some of y'all have pets. You're like, my pet is more of a nuisance than to try to have a tree up. I mean, we've
seen the videos.
We've had cats and stuff. I've even seen people hang the tree.
That's what I was thinking.
From the ceiling or put it somewhere. But them cats are very clever and they will find a way to get that tree.
If it entices them, they will figure it out.
Right. And one other thing, before I show y'all the tips, our essential oil maker, which I love, and it's got it changes colors, which makes it kind of festive. And right now we have, what's the scents? Cinnamon and clove. Now I think cloves should only be used, not on ham.
Sparingly.
But for scents and stuff like that. All right, y'all, here is my little basket. I got this, again, at the Dollar Tree for $1.25.
Shocker.
And it's got all these Walmart bags in it that all of my Christmas decorations fit into on travel day. Let me show y'all the neatest thing with this little tree. Obviously, it gets unplugged on travel day. I just pick it up like this, wrap the bottom like that, and then it fits into a Walmart bag. Like so. Make sure the ornaments are all in there. And then, look at that. I set it in our closet, and we've already moved 3 times. And then I just set it right back up. Nothing has fallen off of it, because last year we had a bigger tree, and the ornaments would fall off, or we'd lay it on the bed, and the ornaments would fall off. But this is just, now don't get me wrong, I want a bigger tree eventually, but that was just so convenient. And then all of my garland I have hanging up, my signs and stuff, I just fit it all in this basket. It overflows a little bit. And then I set this in the closet too. So, and we move every week to 2 weeks. So that's how you can do it with the Christmas decorations. But let me show y'all my best thing ever. Do y'all remember my bottom drawer? That was my candy drawer. And the mice got in it twice and kept eating my candy. I'm like, no more candy in the drawer. Well, I was thinking, well, that's a useless drawer, right? Not anymore. It's turned into my Christmas seasonal drawer.
She hit the jackpot, y'all.
So now I have a whole drawer instead of just a bin. Now I have a whole drawer that I can put my seasonal stuff in. I just have to figure out how to box it all in there and hoping everything fits, because, you know, if a mouse gets in there, then I don't want it to chew through my Christmas tree. But it's going to have no food in here. It's just going to be strictly seasonal stuff, which is mainly just Christmas and my fall stuff. So now I'm going to be able to keep more stuff from year to year. Not heavy stuff, but little light stuff. So when next year comes around, I will have some of that stuff, because you never know when you're going to hit a really hard time and be like, I just wish I could afford just a little Christmas tree, right? So I thought at first I was gung-ho on, you know, get rid of everything and then get new stuff every year, but you never know when you're going to have a hard year. So I hope some of y'all like this idea. If you have like a drawer or something, you're like, I don't know what to do with it, or you have really lightweight stuff, it'll fit in here just perfectly. But yeah, give me some tips too about where you might you have like Christmas stuff or seasonal stuff that you don't want to get rid of, and just yeah, share the tips with us below of how you travel during the Christmas holiday season and what you do with all of your knickknacks and lights and stuff like that when it comes to move day. We wish you a Merry Christmas. Come on, Matthew.
I'll hold the mic.
We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Ditto.
You need that. What is that? The
bass?
Yeah.
Merry Christmas. Honestly, I might not be singing, but Merry Christmas to y'all. And to all a good night. It might not be nighttime. Merry Christmas anyways.
Merry Christmas, y'all.